Whoa! Did you manage to find a track that's not stored in the AiM track database? That's okay, don't worry, we still got you. What's going on, guys? I'm Brick with AiM Sports, and today we are going to be talking about creating custom tracks on Race Studio 3. Now, as you guys might know, I already did a video on managing the AiM track database. If you haven't seen that yet, there's a link down here in the description. But anyway, there's a huge number of tracks that are stored on what is essentially the AiM cloud that are available for all of our lovely AiM family to use. However, there are still some cases where you might need to make a new one. Maybe a new track gets built, a configuration for a track gets changed, or maybe you and Uncle Frank just decided to build a track in the backyard so he can finally figure out which niece or nephew is his favorite. That's okay, that's where creating your own custom tracks comes in. Now, there are actually several different ways that you can do this, and some of it does depend on which unit you're using. For this video, we're just gonna focus on the two different ways that you can do it directly through Race Studio 3, and that is with data or from scratch. You guys know what I'm gonna tell you to do next? It's Race Studio 3 time. We're here. So of course we're gonna start by going to Race Studio 3. If you don't already have this program, there is a link down in the description for it. And then we are gonna go up here to tracks. This brings us to the track page, which hopefully you guys have seen before, and click new track. That opens this page. Now on here, actually the bare minimum that you need is just GPS coordinates for the start finish line, but it's a good idea to fill out as much of this stuff over here as you can. That way it keeps everything nice, neat, and organized. We'll start by naming our track, AiM Test. I just did that without looking. Fill all that stuff out if you like. All right, now what we actually need to get lap times is the start finish coordinates. There are a number of ways to get these coordinates, either through Google Earth, there's a number of different phone apps, or sometimes the race coordinators themselves will have the start finish line coordinates for you. And if we have the coordinates, we can just manually enter them in. Alternatively, you can just use the satellite image here. So you can actually click to add a point for the start finish line. And then if we go back over here and click on use cursor position, that's gonna automatically fill out the longitude and latitude for the start finish line based on where you put that point. And I do just want to point out, for anyone that's doing any sort of point-to-point racing, whether that's rally, hill climb, drag racing, you'll see here right now we have a start finish line that is the same point. But if we go up to the circuit type and we change that to any one of those, we'll just use rally for this example. Now we can go down here and see we have a separate start and finish line. The other thing you can do if you want to add splits is to use this plus icon, and that'll give you another split. And you can just continue to add more splits like that. For the split coordinates, that's the same thing as the start finish line coordinates. You can either manually enter them in, or you can use the cursor position to set those. If you need to get rid of any of them, just hit the minus button. Once you have all the information filled out, then all you have to do is click the save button up here. Once you save the track you've just created, it'll be stored in your track database on your computer. Then just connect your device and send the track over, so that way it's on the track database for the device as well. And the next time you show up at the track, bam, it's gonna recognize it. Once again, if you haven't watched our video on managing the track database, there's a link in the description. Make sure you go watch it. Go, go. Right, we are now gonna move on to option 2, and that is to create a track using data. So let's say you arrive at a racetrack. It's not in the track database. You go out for a practice session, record a couple laps, come back in. Now we've got some good data that we can work with. And we'll assume that's what I've just done, and I've already downloaded the data. If you need to know how to actually download the data, we have a video on that too. Guess where the link is? It's down there in the description. Yeah, you knew. So once we've downloaded our data, we'll go up here to Race Studio 3 Analysis. And right here, this is the session that I've just gone out and done and not gotten lap times for. All right, so you can see right here, we've only got one lap, but we have a lap time of 9 minutes and 14 seconds. So we've got that opened up. We can see we've just got one long lap here. We go up here in the top right-hand corner, we have this track maps option. We're gonna click on that, and we're gonna click create new track map. Now we have essentially the same page that we had with option 1, but with the added benefit of actually having the GPS driven line, which we can see here. So again, same as option 1, just go through here, put the name in, all the other information that you can provide, select the type of track. For this example, I'm just gonna use cursor position. We're gonna put it right there on the front straight. Once I hit cursor position, we've got our longitude and latitude in there. Then instead of seeing all the laps, we just see one, and you also notice that we get this option right down here. The reason we have these two arrows is so we can pick the lap that has the driven line, which best represents the shape of the track. And where do you see the track shape? Well, it's gonna be right here in Race Studio 3, but this is also the shape that gets used for the SmartyCam overlay if you're using a SmartyCam. All right, so once we've got everything filled out over here, we'll just click save up here at the top, then we'll click OK, and we'll see this track will now show up in our analysis track database. Now back in our measures graph, you'll see the data is actually split up into different laps now. By the way, you want to know how to do a lot of cool stuff in this analysis program? Check out our webinars with Roger Cadell. There's a bunch of them already pre-recorded on YouTube. Plus, we're doing new ones all the time. Just go to aimsports.com and you can sign up for free. Now, after we've created this track with data, then we can just go back up here to the tracks page. We'll search for AiM just because that's what I named the test tracks. And you'll see I've got the 2 tracks that I've just created right here. And just remember, right now, these are only saved on your computer. They haven't been sent over to the device yet. That's it. We're all done for today, and you should be able to get lap times anywhere you go now. If you found this helpful, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see some more, hit the subscribe button. If you've got something specific you want us to cover, let us know down in the comments, and follow us on Instagram at AiM Sports Data. We'll see you next time. Take care.